Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and this is a apartment unit I'm doing here, and I'm not sure how old the carpet is. It's probably at least 5 years old, maybe more, and overall not in bad shape as far as spots and stains and soiling, but it does have an interesting characteristic, this particular type of carpet. As it wears, it takes on the almost a texture like Velcro, so it really grabs and holds on to little fibers, and especially the nylon off of dark socks and whatever. That'll get these little black flecks all over the place, and it had been vacuumed, but of course I did vacuum it again with my Hoover, and it picked up a lot more than what the customers' vacuum had picked up, although they have looks like they have probably a Eureka vacuum, a bagless, but anyway, the Hoover did way better, pulling out most of the little fibers that are on this carpet. But anyway, other than that, I only saw a few spots and stains, not very many really. But anyway, let's do our thing here. And one of the things that I just want to point out is that what really works well in these scenarios is the Oxy-Dry fiber pad will really pull out that those little pills of dark fibers on the carpet. It really works well at pulling that out. So that's another plug for the Oxy-Dry fiber pad. You can see I'm doing a complete coverage in this case, going right up to the edge and running along there, making sure I get along there. I did vacuum really well and did all the edges and corners, and yeah, it took me almost 30 minutes to vacuum it all, because I really did take my time. That garbage right there?
Oh yeah, throw it in there. Yeah, you're good. Thank you.
That was a little twist tie.
Oh no.
Oh, I guess there that comes a dirt devil. The attachment that I've got on right now is actually really effective at pulling out all those little pills of fibers. Just the way it works, it's like a Brillo pad.
Oh yeah.
Like when you scrub your pot, it's kind of that sort of consistency. So it really works well at pulling out those hairballs or whatever. Yeah, so the carpet actually really isn't in, it's not really that soiled looking. But the fiber pad, the hog's hair, is really giving it a good scrub. It works really, really well. And of course I'm able to get out to the edge really well. I want to make sure I do get the edge with the fiber pad as much as I can, because as I say, this carpet does kind of act like Velcro, so oh, I don't quite fit. I knew that, but no problem. I've been here before. Here. Okay, we're looking good. So that wasn't hard at all, was it? So, I'll tell you an interesting story. A funny story, actually. About 35 years ago, probably one of the first times I actually ever used a rotary. I'd used it before this particular situation, but this is the first time I actually ever used a bonnet pad. And I was steam cleaning, but the guy I was working for, he had picked up a chem-dry buffer and pads, bonnets, and this one job I was doing, I think it was in a condo unit actually. I don't remember why, but I decided I wanted to give this thing a try, and I knew nothing about how to use it because I'd never used it. This is 35 years ago, and he had the thick, loopy, chem-dry cotton bonnets, and I sprayed the carpet down. I know it was wet, but obviously it wasn't wet enough, and I didn't wet down the bonnet pads. I mean, this is the first time I'd never done it before. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Anyway, so I put it under the machine, and I turned it on, and everything was going just fine, but I obviously didn't get it wet enough. And what happened is I was cleaning away, and I was getting up near to the wall, which was actually on my right side at the time, and all of a sudden the pad dried out. It completed its extraction, I guess you could say, and it dried, and suddenly, without any warning at all, the machine just basically stopped. And what it did, that torque of that, it was a 20-inch Matador, and it was at least 110 pound machine, maybe even more, because it was a brute. That machine, when it stopped, the torque took over, and the thing launched into the air. It literally, it leaped off the ground and did a hard right. Hit the wall. It actually hit the wall about 3 or 4 inches off the floor and punched into the wall, made quite a dent and like an actual hole in the wall, probably about 6 inches or so long or whatever. And yeah, that was my introduction to using a bonnet. Anyway, over the years, as I've done this with this machine, I've always been aware that is, although that is certainly a possible thing that can happen, that's one of the reasons why I prefer to shower feed, because as I'm cleaning, I can actually feel the if it gets dry under the pad, I can feel it, because I can feel it kind of tug at the handle, and I can immediately add solution to counteract that. So you can, if you're paying attention to what you're doing, you can, easily overcome that possible thing occurring. I mean, technically, it's still possible to happen, but in over 29 years of doing this now every day, basically, I've never had that happen, and it's an extremely rare thing to occur, and is only going to be happening with somebody who's inexperienced or not trained or not paying attention, being careless. So it's not an issue, but it's something that can happen. It could happen, but as I say, it's certainly not an issue. And in fact, one thing to bear in mind is the closer you are to the wall with the machine, if you're concerned about that at all, just remember, the closer you are to the wall, the less likely it'll happen, or that it would cause any problem anyway, because it needs, like I was probably about a foot away from the wall when that thing went airborne on me. But if I'd been right up against the wall when it happened, it would have just bumped the wall and stopped. So it really isn't an issue. But I was just, I do think about that now and then and kind of laugh about it. Would have been fun to see it on film, eh? Oh, I didn't go this way yet, did I? I guess I did. Oh, it's over here. I didn't go yet. So the carpet is cleaning up really well. I can really see it. Not that it was obviously soiled really, but it's looking good. It is worn. It's really due to be replaced, but this is an apartment, and they'll only replace it when they have to, of course. Always looking for the cheap way to do things, even though they're charging horrendous. This 2-bedroom apartment in this complex, they're renting for like $2,300 a month. That's just insane. Wow. But it's near the university, so they can get top dollar for these things. Although I know the others are in that price range and even more. It's just awful what people have to pay for rent. I think the last time we rented, which was what a number of years ago now. That was 20 years ago now. I think our rent was $700 a month for a 2-bedroom. Okay, we're gonna switch over. Yeah, quite a bit of the lint and stuff gets collected up on the outer edge primarily. You can clean that off easily enough, or I just switch it out with another one. Not a big deal. Okay, let's go to the other one here. Yeah, this is really cleaning nicely. Nice and even. Okay. We're moseying along pretty good here, eh? Now, if you're a carpet cleaner, or wanting maybe to be one, or whatever, and you're using the SETT, soil extraction transfer technology, or you want to learn more about it, I did create a Facebook page a couple of months ago. We're up to nearly, I think, 90 or so members now, and the focus is on teaching and encouraging and sharing with one another various different things. And the page is called SETT, S-E-T-T, Soil Extraction Transfer Technology on Facebook. So you're welcome to come join us there. We're all about helping one another out and learning from one another and trying to be a blessing to one another. And we have good conversations. Actually, we had a really interesting one go on recently where I had posed a question about the ORC machine, which is a good little machine. And I asked people what they thought of it and how they use it and what are the pros and cons and whatever of it. And we had, I think we've had maybe 20 or more interactions and things going on. It's been quite a lively conversation about it. And the general consensus is that everybody, they all like the machine and everything, but it's and it's great on steps and smaller areas and things like that. But a lot of guys even start off with or have started with an ORC, but they, in almost every case, move away from that pretty quickly because they realize that it's going to slow them down. It just doesn't have the punch for cleaning like, any machine practically. But, it's a good place to begin. And so we were talking about that, and it was interesting to get the feedback from guys who've been using them literally for years and years. And everybody has some thoughts about it if they've used it. And it's a good machine. I use mine all the time. I'll be using it my next job. I have 2 sets of stairs, and I'll be using it there. And it's got its place for sure. As a standalone day-by-day machine, you certainly wouldn't want to be using it like that. It's just going to be way too much. It will take way too long. One of the guys that uses it a lot, he points out that he uses it, and you can't just clean with a single pass with it. Although maybe some might think that or say that, but that's not been the experience of anybody else. A lot of guys you use it almost every day, but recognize there's a time and a place for it, I guess, and you can make much better time with a rotary for sure, and you're going to get better results. I mean, and that's the feedback that a couple of dozen guys have confirmed, and that's the consensus. But anyway, if you're wanting to be a part of the idea behind the SETT, soil extraction transfer technology, is of course to move away from referring to what we're doing as bonnet cleaning, and we'll call it a more descriptive name and kind of rebrand what we're doing. That's the plan, and it seems to be working pretty well so far. See, I can, with the pad is extending out past the bumper, so I can just ride right down the wall easily, as I mentioned with the that machine 35 years ago where I went through the wall. Yeah, that's not an issue. See, I'm going right down the wall right now. Not a problem at all. I've noticed that those who criticize people who use, say, the rotary, are often people who've had little or no experience actually using it. So that was one of the purposes that I started putting these videos up on YouTube, was to show that, rather than simply make claims, I show what you can do with the rotary. And I've been doing this now for 29 years, and videos for more than 10, to show how effective and good the rotary is. It's a great tool. So I will be, of course, doing a post vacuuming on this, partly because there's still little balls of pilling that are getting pulled up. Okay, we're going to take a look at the pad. Doesn't look that bad. I expected it to be darker, actually. Okay, we'll let you go. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.